y'all, welcome to another reading vlog. If you are new, my name is Marin. I have not done a reading vlog in a while. I kind of read a ton of books in February, so I've been taking it kind of easy. So far this month in March, I have finished 2 books. I am listening to a third, and this vlog is going to be focused on a brand new release, which is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. So I have never read a Lucy Foley book before. I am reading this one as part of the Literally Dead Book Club, which is reading this for the month of March. If you are not familiar, that book club is hosted by Kayla at Books and Lala. I will link it down below. It's on Goodreads, I believe. And yeah, we're going to be reading this, and I'm going to be vlogging my non-spoilery thoughts. So this will be the focus for this vlog. I am very excited. I have heard that a lot of people really liked her first book, which is on my want to read list, but I haven't read it yet. So yeah, we're gonna give her a go and see what I think. So my goal for today is to read about half of this probably. So I have to work out what half would be. I think I'm going to go through and just chunk this into like 50 pages at a time. There are, let me get out of the acknowledgements, 356 pages. So yeah, definitely something that I can get through in the weekend. So we'll go ahead and get started on this in just a minute. I am also going to very quickly read this little Animal Crossing manga. It's called Deserted Island Diary. I have heard very mixed things about this. Like, I've heard that it's very, well, it's trying to be funny, but it's not really funny. But honestly, if you put Animal Crossing on something, I'm probably going to check it out. I played the very first Animal Crossing game that came out on GameCube in like, I don't know, 2000 or something like that. So I've been a fan for a while. But yeah, just curious to read this. It's very, very short. And the last half of it is actually just like information about some of the characters and stuff like that. So this should be very, very quick to get through. I'm going to go make my coffee and dive into this one. Then I will work out how I want to break this one down, and we'll get started on reading my first Lucy Foley book. Now, this is going to be a pretty chill vlog. I do not have really any plans for the weekend. It is already like 3:09. I have been cleaning a bunch of things up this morning, and I just finally like put myself together enough to film this intro. But yeah, needed to straighten some things up. So that's what I was doing today so far. Tomorrow I will need to go grocery shopping, but other than that, that's it. That's all we're doing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get reading. Okay, I have chunked out 50 pages, give or take, so a little bit more to read to get through the first half today, and then we will finish it up tomorrow. So I'm excited. Hopefully this will be a good reading experience and a good vlog. We shall find out. Here we go. Hello y'all, it is like 6:30. I've been doing some reading. I started this Animal Crossing thing, like I said, y'all, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's trying to be funny and it's not, so I stopped reading it after like 10 pages. It's really, really stupid. Don't waste your time. I'm really glad I got it from the library rather than buying it, because no thank you. In other news, I am, let's see, I'm on page 100 of The Paris Apartment. So I've read my first 2 50-page sections. I am going to, as I mentioned, read like half of it, maybe a little bit more, to get to like page 200 or so. We'll see. It reads fairly fast. I'm not sure what to think yet. It has like a nice vibe going, but I don't like the characters so far. You are reading from multiple points of view. So if you're not familiar, in this story, a girl, Jess, goes to stay with her brother in an apartment in Paris. When she gets there, her brother is not there. And she's trying to figure out like where he is. So that's pretty much what's happened so far. But interspersed with Jess's points of view, you get points of view from these other people who live in the apartment building. So on the back, it says, meet the residents of number 12, Rue des Amants, a beautiful old apartment building in the City of Light. The socialite, the nice guy, the alcoholic, the girl on the verge, the concierge. Everyone's a neighbor, everyone's a suspect, and everyone knows something they're not telling. So that's like what the back blurb says. So we have read from each of those points of view except for the alcoholic. We've seen him. We've not read from his point of view. I'm not sure if we're going to or not, but we've met him. So we've had chapters from Jess, obviously, who is Ben's brother, Sophie, who is like the rich woman who lives in the penthouse. We've had chapters from Nick, who is Ben's friend, who also lives in the apartment complex. We've had some chapters from the concierge, who's like an older woman that's like the caretaker. We've had chapters from Mimi, who is like a young, like, I don't know, 20, she's maybe 20, who's got some issues that we're not really sure what they are yet. So yeah, so we're bouncing like between these different points of view. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to think. Not a whole lot has happened. She's spent basically the first 100 pages trying to figure out where her brother is. So yeah, I don't really have many more thoughts than that. I will come on and I will chat with you after I finish the last set of pages for today. I'm probably going to read up to page 205, which is this chunk right here. It is a little bit more than halfway, but that will give me like a 50-page, you know, chunk. So we'll see. I'm not sure what my opinion is so far. I do think the writing is pretty good. Like, it pulls you in and engages you, even though, as I said, not much has happened. I wish the characters were a bit more likable, but I can handle unlikable characters. That's not like a deal breaker. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm getting ready to eat some dinner. I have some laundry to put away. Yay. And then we'll get back to reading. So I will come back and share my thoughts when I have them. Hello, y'all. It is going on midnight. I did finish reading the first half plus of The Paris Apartment, and I do have some thoughts. I'm not still sure what I think overall. I'm enjoying it, like it's readable. I'm curious as to where the book is going, but I am on page 205 and still hardly anything has happened in the book. So it's definitely, it's more enjoyable for like the atmosphere than the plot, because very little has happened plot-wise, in my opinion. There was like a reveal, probably 50 or so pages ago, but it wasn't like anything crazy over the top. Like, we still don't know where Ben is, who's responsible, like none of that's been played out. You have some definite suspects, some people that like it could be, but that's it. That's it. And it's, again, 205 pages in. So I've got this chunk to read tomorrow to finish up. As I said, I'm still very curious to know what has happened. So it's definitely written in a very gripping, compelling way, but very light on plot so far. So yeah, we'll see. But as of right now, I think I would, I mean, it's just okay. Like 3 stars. Nothing has happened. So we'll see what the last half of the book does and how that impacts my overall rating. And I would also be curious to know, for people who've read both this one and her first book, well, not her first book, but the guest list, like her first big major book, how they compare. So I'll kind of be curious to compare some reviews once more people have rated this one and reviewed it. So yeah, that's where I am. As I said, it's like midnight, so I'm going to get ready for bed and go to bed. Tomorrow on Sunday is the live show for Razorblade Tears, which was the February pick for the Literally Dead Book Club, so I want to tune in to watch that. That is at noon my time. I also need to go to the grocery store, as I mentioned, and I'm doing a jump rope challenge where you jump rope for like a week and then you get 2 days off, and each day you jump you add 50 more jumps on. So tomorrow's jumps will be 350. So I'm going to try to crank that out in the morning, shower before the live show, and then probably go grocery shopping after that, because I am not someone who likes to get up early on the weekends. Plus daylight savings ends today, well, starts today, so we're losing an hour. Yay. No, I'm also a weirdo that prefers to fall back, not spring forward. So there you go. Anyway, let's head to bed. As I said, I will finish this up tomorrow and share my thoughts along the way and let you know. I'm really hoping I can like get on here and be like, whoa, that was crazy. That's my hope for this book. So we'll see if I get my wish. I will talk to you tomorrow. Hello y'all, happy Sunday. It is 1:30. I have not yet watched the live show for Razorblade Tears, so I am going to do that while I have my coffee, and then we will get back to reading The Paris Apartment and see how this ends, because I'm definitely going to knock out this last chunk today. One other thing I'm going to do, tomorrow starts the Final Book Support Group read-along that Steph Loves is hosting. I will link her announcement video down below for like what the Final Book Support Group is, but I have come up with my TBR for that, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about that very briefly right here. I am going to be working on the Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is the second book in the Inheritance Game series, and I am going to be finishing the duology by Blankman, which is The Prisoner of Night and Fog. The second book is called Conspiracy of Blood and Smoke. So I'm going to go through, this is the one I'm going to work on during the week. So I want to like tab out like every 50 pages just to give me something to aim for. It's difficult for me to read during the week because I'm usually pretty tired when I get home from work, but I feel like 50 pages is totally doable. So I just want to tab that out and get that ready to go. And then I will work on this one over the weekend. I will be doing a dedicated vlog to the little readathon for the Final Book Support Group, so that will be the vlog that's going to go up after this one. But other than that, yeah, that's all that's on the plan. That's all that's planned for today. So I'm going to do that, watch that live show, finish The Paris Apartment, and get ready for the readathon that's happening this week for the Final Book Support Group. I did talk in previous videos about how I'm not really going to do readathons this year as often because they don't tend to fit with what I want to read. But this book was already on my March TBR, and I feel like adding just one more to it is not that big of a deal. I am also going to be listening to the audiobook of Neptune by Anna Banks, which I'll put right here. I'm not loving that one so far, but things could change, so we will see. Anyway, enough talking. Let's watch that live show and then get reading. Hello y'all, quick check-in. It is 4:20 and I am down to the final 50-ish pages of The Paris Apartment. I am on page 302. We're finally getting somewhere, which, you know, considering there's only like 50 pages left, it's about time. I would say probably in the last 50 pages is when things kind of started coming together a little bit more. So this is definitely slow burn, slow moving. So if you're going to read this, have patience, because it does take a really long time to get much of anywhere in the story, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm enjoying it, but I don't think it's the best thing ever. I would say I'm kind of thinking like 3 stars. We'll see what the ending does for me. I just was hoping more would have happened in the first 300 pages. Like, that is a long time to go before questions start being answered, in my opinion. So yeah, there was a twist early on in my reading. Well, I guess it wasn't really, well, see, this is hard to talk about, y'all. So I kind of had a feeling that I kind of knew some of what had gone down like in the past, and I was correct. So like that was like the twist, but it wasn't really a twist because you could kind of see it coming. I would say what happened in the last 50 pages was a little bit more of a twist. But it's still, you know, there's still more questions than answers. At this point, you still don't really know who did it. It wants you to think someone specific has done it at this point, but I'll be curious to know if that is actually how it's going to play out. It's just slow. It's slow. It's not a bad slow, but it is definitely slow. And I think I was just expecting more than that. So I'm gonna sit down, finish the next, or the last rather, let me see. I think there are 356 pages of story, and I am on page 302. So I'll finish the last, 54 pages and come back on and chat with you about my final thoughts. I'm enjoying it, but I definitely was expecting more from it. So that's where we stand right now with these last 50 pages. So here we go. Well, y'all. We definitely got somewhere in the last 50 pages. I was not quite correct in my guess as to what had gone down. And in the end, I think I'm going to go ahead and do 3 stars. Not because this wasn't enjoyable, because it was, but I just felt like it took too long to get to the climax of the book. And I'm not like, of course the climax should happen like in the latter portion. That's not what I'm saying. But literally for the first 300 pages, I felt like nothing happened. We just kept flipping between these two points of view, and while they were all engaging and compelling, you really don't, I disliked the characters. I really disliked the characters, so it was difficult to read a book that just kept taking forever and ever and ever to get where it was going while reading points of view of people that you didn't like. Even the main narrator, Jess, who is Ben's sister, is pretty unlikable. She's sneaky, she takes things from people, she does things that kind of make you side-eye a little bit, and while she has that overarching goal of finding her brother and figuring out what's going on, like, which is commendable, the way she kind of went about it sometimes just, I don't know, it just didn't sit completely right with me. There are some trigger warnings for this book, so I guess spoilers right here, and I'll put a timestamp like for you to like flip to on the screen if you don't want to hear them. But gosh, there were mentions of self-harm. There's some mental illness representation going on here, like sexual misconduct. There's like mentions of drug use. Yeah, there's a lot going on. So, okay, spoilers over. But yeah, I don't know. I think I just expected more from this book than what I got. So while I do feel like this was a decent mystery thriller, it wasn't as exciting as I'd hoped it would be. The tone, the writing style, all of that, it's very readable. It engages you. Like, I had no problem continuing to pick this up and read it, but I just wanted more to be happening. I just felt like it took too long to get to the point of the book, and that's really my biggest complaint. I don't really know how else to explain it. Yeah, that's what I've got. Sorry, y'all. I am still wanting to read the guest list. I want to know how people who have read both compare them. From what I kind of glanced at Goodreads, this one was getting a lot of like 3 stars, 2 stars. And I'll be curious if like that's the same with the guest list. So yeah, I'm giving this 3 stars. I liked it. It's not something I will ever feel like reading again, so I'm glad that I did not buy it. I am not buying mystery thrillers this year, so I'm glad the library had this one available. And yeah, I do want to read the guest list. That's about all I've got. It was fine, but I didn't love it. So if you've read this, or if you've read the guest list, let me know what you thought down below. No spoilers, just general thoughts. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. That's about all I've got. Yeah, so the March pick for the Literally Dead Book Club is done. If you have read this and you want to be part of the live show for this, it is, I believe, March 27th, Sunday, March 27th. It is 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 12 noon U.S. Central Time, which is where I am. So, yeah, that's what I've got. Better than the last mystery thriller that I read, which was All's Well by Mona Awad, which I did not like. Or I should say the last mystery thriller that I read and vlogged. So this one was definite upgrade from that, but yeah, I just wanted more. So, little bummed, but that's okay. It's another book checked off of my March TBR, and that's nothing to sneeze at. So, anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to see more from me. My next vlog will be the vlog for the final book support group readathon happening next week. And you will be seeing thoughts on these two books. So check that out. If you're curious, I will leave a link to my March Wheel of TBR where you can like see how this all fit in and stuff with my Wheel of TBR picks. So I'll link that up above. But otherwise, I will just see you in my next video. Bye everyone.